all directions, meaning becoming a co-creator of your own reality. And there are levels of becoming in control of your own reality. And so we could go into that a bit more. Remember that we just want to hear some feedback from you all. And the brother said, what renders God God is to create, to become is a creator. And that's a very good statement as well. The reason why we say that is because since that is the case, we would have to say that the ultimate creator, hang on, let me just step back a bit. I want to quickly jump from God to man. Because that's going to tie in to hang on, before I say that, Yomi invited you to speak. Did they see you? Oh, Yami, go ahead, Yomi.
About what it takes to about the God question. Basically, I was just gonna say that God can also be seen as source and the all. That was what I really want to say earlier.
As a source.
The source of all things, the all, the source.
All right.
Source of creation.
The source of creation would,
Yeah.
right, would be the all. But
Yeah.
but hear this. We have part all, and we have part the all. And the
Okay.
all is inside of all. And when we say all is, we say all is. What do we mean when we say all is?
Is that everything encompassed within the universe?
Yeah, you're on the right track. All is. All is existence.
Okay.
You get that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all is existence. And we are part of existence. And
Yes.
we are a part of existence as the all. So that's a very good statement when you use the word part all, because that word part all or part the all is encompasses or is the epitome of what we say pa nashad, the all affirmation, when we say I am in the divine love of the all expanding.
Okay.
Now,
All.
yeah, all is all existence. All
Yes.
part all cannot expand. Expand from what to what? The all, which is a definite article, we are the all in all. Or we say, I am I can succeed as a part of the all and fail as an individual. So when we align ourselves as being the all, in all, we can succeed. And when we say the all, we are actually saying all space, all matter, and all time in all directions. When Panababyanana says you can't add to all and you can't take from all, he's saying just that. He's not saying the all, he's saying all. Parut. Parut is, was, and shall ever be existence. Then we have pa'ut, the all. And when we say pa'ut, the all is in a state of existence, and in a state of existence created nothingness to put something in. Let me just, first of all, I hope I'm not losing anybody. We're not losing nobody. The all does not, the all does not fit into the religious concept of God. Because, all does not fit into the religious concept of God, because God has emotions. God has God of religion, that is, has limitations, has hang-ups, likes and dislikes. But when we say all, we are talking, as you said before, all existence, and everything else is a part of all, as the all or all existence. That's why, so now if you go to the Black Book, I just want to read an excerpt from the Black Book. Let's see if I can find on the quote in the Black Book where the master goes into it, where he says how, hang on, let me see if I can find that particular quote, where he talks about they Parnavaru created a state of nothingness. Here it is. This is the Black Book, part 1. Scroll 3, this is page 256. If you want to get away from the title of the class, God, man, and the devil. Right. Hang on, before we start, somebody asked a question. Bridge fourth, Rollback, might I interject? Yes, sir. Sure. Bridge fourth. Unmute yourself. Bridge fourth. Bridge. Okay, quickly, before Bridge fourth comes up, this is the Black Book. Yeah, chapter 1, scroll 3, page 256. The science of the circle and the square. 1, it reads: in order to create something, now here it is. The operative word is something. It's by S-O-M-E. It should be S-U-M, thing. In order to create something, the Natiru, or also known as the Natiru, the ancient ones, headed by a group of Ray called Atunre, Amunre, created a state of nothingness in which to place excuse me, the 99 elements or attributes of this state by who he, the eternal, excuse me, or things on this side of H1 hydrogen. That means that this group of rays was in a state of what we can term as pre-existence, and created a state of nothingness, or the etheric realm, in which to place the 99 elements of this state by things on this side of H1 or hydrogen. So there are higher beings. What the master is saying here, there are higher beings that exist in a state of that exist in a state beyond what we in Wu-Sabat refer to as Etherians. They exist in a state beyond that and created the etheric realm to place things on to create a state of nothingness or the etheric realm to place physical elements in. Do you get that? I hope I'm not losing anybody. 30 Star says to add on, Allah translates as the source, but Allah is not the source of all, but is within the all. So we are that title, Allah, the source. That's right. Now, when we go back to that term as what renders God, which is the creator. Could man be looked upon as a God? Why is that?
Because if we came from the creator, which is God, which is source, then we should be gods within ourselves. Because we came from God. If that makes sense. And we have the ability to create as well.
Right.
Just as like a lion creates cubs and a chicken creates chickens, it stands to reason that if we come from gods, we're gods within our own right, if that makes sense.
Right. In terms of excuse me. In terms of creating, excuse me. In terms of creating, that is correct.
Yes.
But hear this. The master put it like this. When our parents, or if you have a child, you are their personal creators. The father and the mother are each child's personal creators with the help of the forces of nature. That makes the forces of nature their impersonal creators. Correct? Does that stand to reason? You see? But here this though. Let's take it to the next level. The true creator is the female. Do you know that? Why is that? Because she is the one who, okay, from a scientific perspective, the female has two X chromosomes. The male has an X and a Y chromosome. And we know that the Y chromosome is a defective X chromosome. It has 2.8 less genetic material, less DNA. That equates to less intelligence. Or it equates to having a lesser genetic material means then that the male is a maimed female. What do we mean by that? Because if you look at the body of a male as in comparison to the body of a female, everything on the female's body works. Men, it doesn't do that, it's not like that for men. Because women has mammary glands or chest. Men have a chest, but they don't have mammary glands or the glands like a female to help nurture the child. So you have to also take. Go ahead, Tana. Go ahead.
So with regards to God, my question is, most modern religions refer to God or the Creator as male, but if you go with nature, just like you have said, the male being a defective version of the female with the X and Y chromosomes, how does that make sense that God can be male? And also, to add to that, was it not more in traditional religions and traditional African spirituality that God was either female or genderless? Those are my questions.
Right. Now, in right on the physical realm, right? You're right in what you're saying. On the physical realm, I want to put it like this. That's it. On the physical realm, females initially didn't need a male to procreate. They have within inside of them, I say you all have within inside of you, a gland called a Bartholin gland. The Bartholin gland, when it in an activated state, gave the feminines the ability to produce a child without the aid of a male. And the Bartholin gland secreted a hormone very similar to semen. So it basically means that the word they use is called parthenogenesis. Check that out. P-A-R, then T-H-E-N-O, parthenogenesis. The ability to procreate without the aid of a male. And right now, feminines can do that, but, sorry. Right now, feminines can't do that because it's been maimed. So, just because it's been maimed doesn't mean that it will stay in that maimed state forever. Because obviously, that was the natural way for reproduction. How and why that is? Because when the male sperm enters into a female, it's looked upon as a foreign object or invader, meaning something that's unnatural to the female. So what she would have to do is she has to create a defense mechanism to protect the fetus in her body. Okay. So that's from a creative perspective. Excuse me. Now, from another level, you can say that in nature, there is a feminine and a masculine principle in all things. Or like, as in, we have like the centripetal and centrifugal forces. The centripetal force is a masculine force, and the centrifugal force is a feminine force. Excuse me. So, for example, when blood enters the heart, that's a centripetal force or masculine principle. And when the blood leaves the heart, that's a centrifugal force or a feminine principle. So in nature, there's always masculine and feminine principles. Get that? Let us, I hope I'm not losing anybody. Anybody is on track? So far? Let us read an excerpt from the Sacred Wisdom of Tahuti. Excuse me. It reads this. Is this Sacred Wisdom of Tahuti? Page 77. Unless anybody's got any questions thus far? Any questions? Oh, grab the mic. Let's see this. Don't be shy. We're family here. I've got a question here from Malachi. Go ahead. But
you partly answered this question.
bring the mic up. Bring the mic up.
You've partly answered this question, however, I just wanted you to expand on it a bit more. Does Wu-Sabat accept there is an almighty overall creator being?
Right.
Separate to me from us?
That's a good question. Yes and no. The Almighty will be absolute, infinite, and eternal natural nature. When we say absolute, we mean totality. I mean, again, yes, we do. The Almighty will be absolute, infinite, and eternal natural nature. What we mean by that, when we say absolute, we mean totality, infinite, boundless, eternal, timeless, but not separated from us because we are a part of natural nature. That's it.
It raises another question.
Okay, go to the mic. Another question there.
So,
go closer to the mic. Yeah, cool.
is there any kind of benefits then to prayer or meditation? Will it yield anything if there isn't an overall almighty being beyond ourselves? Because we know we're just flesh and blood to a certain extent, with a lot of limitations, basically. Although we can get, I know there is scope for a lot of improvements through a changing of mindset and living and that, but as we are in this state of humanity, flesh and blood, male and female, is there any point or any expectation or any encouragement towards prayer and meditation, expecting that there is that greater almighty being that can answer meet?
Right, I hear that. Very good question. Now, not everybody, the reality is, not everybody's into prayer, chanting, meditation. They just want to live their life. But the benefits is that the divine, the master said it like this: the greatest of sin, besides killing someone else, the greatest of sin is to look for the divine outside of yourself. We are Ethereans, or if you're not used to that word, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. We are here on this physical plane to learn. So the limitations is all self-imposed. All limitations is self-imposed. So you heard of the barotheric gland? You heard that one? You know, the Masters gives us random access to the divine. Once you got once the barotheric gland has been reinserted, once the barotheric gland has been activated, because you know that the higher beings, if you're not born with the gland, they can insert the gland by mere abduction without you even being aware of it, right? They could do it right now. I won't bother to explain like this. They could do it right now. They could just cut through the fabric of time, bam, take you up, put the gland in, and nip back, and mean you could still be having this conversation and you won't even know it. Now, the barotheric gland, once in full activation, what won't you be able to do? Because you'll be able to shapeshift. You'll be able to live in all types of environment, underwater, off the planet. You will have random access to the divine. That's with the barotheric gland. Or let's say you may, I don't know that, because you may have the gland, or we may have the gland, but be unaware due to it being in a maimed state until it's activated. Obviously, there's a reason why we are here today. Listen to this information. Each and every one, whether you're on Zoom, Clubhouse, here, just in a chat, or we're walking down the road and somebody didn't touch us with Wu-Sabat, it's for a reason. It wasn't, oh, it just happened to be, no, because everything is, I'd like to say preordained, but everything has a reason. Okay, because you see, so we are not separate from the Almighty, but our objective is to become one with the Almighty, if you want to put it like that, or with natural nature. Because we were, especially as Negroids, 9 ether beings, we were created or birthed from the higher forces of 9 ether. Yeah, 9 ether. Yeah, 9 ether forces. Because as we are 9 ether beings, or 9 ether beings in physical. So those 9 ether forces created us with melanin, because we are the supreme beings on the planet. We are those 9 ether forces that the sun emits. The sun emits 9 ether. The forces from the sun is called, that sunshine, that heat that we are feeling from the sun is 9 ether. Okay, so how do you know that we are from the sun? By our hair texture. What do you mean by that? Because first of all, Negroids, we're the only ones that have hair on the planet. All other races, like animals, have fur, which is flanked and drops down. Now, the reason I asked the question, why does our hair grow upwards? Anybody? Clubhouse, Zoom? It's a crown, yeah, but why does it grow upwards? You know, that's our crown, our glory. Huh?
No, it's a trees.
Okay, hang on, someone's on Clubhouse, Zoom, Klaus. Okay.
Antenna.
There is an antenna.
Okay.
Can that be heard?
Yeah, you could be heard.
Is it because of the sun is upward?
That's right. You get in the air. Continue. Keep it going.
Okay. And everything that that grows towards the sun. Is that correct?
That's right. Keep it going, brother. You're right.
and we are sun people,
That's right. Yeah, keep
and
it
we
going.
have what is known as sun heat genes.
That's right. Keep it going. Okay, let me help you a bit. You know the sun, is that the source? Is the sun the source of life on this planet?
I would say yes.
Right, it's the source of life on this planet. And our hair is growing towards that source, correct? Is that what you're saying, Isabel?
Tua.
Right, let's keep it going. You're welcome, Isabel.
Tawatan.
You're welcome. Antak Sierra 4. Go ahead, Samantha.
Okay. So I'm sure you are aware, sir, that there are millions of dark-skinned beings that do not have our hair, but they have the melanin.
Right, yeah.
Millions.
Yeah. You
In
talk,
fact, probably hundreds of millions, if you count Sri Lanka and all those places,
Yeah.
the Aborigines.
that's
and-
right.
yeah.
That's right. You're right. You're right in saying that. They're heavily melanated,
Are they
especially.
not?
They're not though. They're not. Because what differentiates, I hear what you're saying, what differentiates a 9 ether from an 8 ether, 7 ether, and 60 ether is their hair as opposed to fur. Even though they are heavily melanated, they have fur that grows downwards. That's fur that grows down, not up like us. Now, if you said that those Sri Lankans have fur just like us, it grows upwards, then you say, yeah, there are 9 ether beings. So 9 ether is all existing chemicals, gases, formulas, and elements of natural nature. That's 9 ether beings. 8 ether, 7 ether, and 6 ether, 5 ether, and dropping down, they are of a lesser combination of, they're not all existing. And even though they are conscious and conscious gases within inside of them, hear that 2 words? Conscious and conscious, that's how they drop it in this language, isn't it? Even though they are conscious and conscious gases or forces of nature, because they are of a lesser composition, the reaction will be different, or reaction is the right word to use, but say that how they react on the planet will be different than us as 9 ether beings, correct? So now, going back to our hair, what I was trying to get at, because you all were right, our hair it grows upwards towards the source, towards Hades, its point of origin. Our hair grows upwards because it's growing towards its point of origin, or towards our point of origin, which is beyond the stars.
Zamar, there's a question in the Zoom group. Someone's got their hand up.
Oh, can you please or is that Ramesses, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
go ahead, Sama.
I'd like to ask you, you know the children in the tribe,
Yeah.
are they allowed to eat, sweets?
You know something, and that's a good question, because if a child, it'd be to our advantage to minimize sugar to our children to the best of our ability. But there comes a point as they're growing up to want to do what? Have a Snicker, have a Mentos, or let's be for real. We all had a sweetie when we was young, and because that's part of the experience. Because if you if you know, because of the environment that we live in, especially here in the West, if we try to take away the sugary foods from children or the sweets from children, there comes a point as they grow up, they want to taste it. They taste one sweet, they love it. Let me give you an example. There's one buddy who I work. He said it like this. He had his grandson, and you give the grandson, I think the mother will make porridge. And the brother said to me, he tasted porridge, goes, yuck, there's no sugar in, right? So one day he put some sugar in the porridge. And the little boy, his grandson, tasted the sugar, tasted the porridge, and say, yummy, granddad, this tastes very nice. The son wasn't used to having the porridge without sugar, because he didn't know as far as the son was concerned, this is how it tastes normally. But once he had that one spoonful of porridge with the sugar in, he goes, granddad, this porridge tastes nice. I know that could be the start. We know what they say about alcoholic. One drink too many and 100 drinks not enough. But you know, Zamal, to your question, as our children gets older, they can do it anyway. You know what I mean? All we could do is our best and inform them of right knowledge or the right way. Because as they get older, they can never say, I wish mum and dad had told me. Whatever it is. The only thing they could say is, I wish I'd listened, you know, rather than have all these cavities in our teeth and etc. etc. You know what I mean? That's all they can say, you know what I mean? But Zamal, do your best as a parent. You know, that's what we can say. Do your best. That's the best we can.
Okay, let me go further, yeah?
Go ahead.
Have you ever been to Africa?
Yeah.
So do the people then eat, sugary stuff?
You know something? It depends where you go in Africa, but if for example, if you're gonna say sugary stuff, you have to take in consideration that natural sugar is very conducive to the body, as in like you get in fruits and vegetables. That's natural sugar. But it's the what do you call it? The artificial sugar, the processed sugar is what causes the problems, you see. And that's what we are subjected to here in the West. You know, the processed sugar. And they may have that, obviously, they wouldn't have made. They have that also in Africa. But it's the processed sugar or the refined sugar, that's what they call it as well, that's detrimental to our health. So, okay, Zamal.
Yeah, I'll shock.
You're welcome, Zamal. Curtis Star says, Zamal, does our hair add the extra 9 chakras? No, you actually got extra 9 chakras. No, it doesn't add the extra 9 chakras. What it is that the master said that we have 7 chakras or endocrine glands, but we have two additional chakras that are etheric but has an effect on the rest of them. Okay, but your hair is an indication of being of a 9 ether beings. You see, so we have 2 additional chakras. Let me read that. That's coming from the scroll. Natural ether. I think. Go ahead.
What about some Nagari beings who have more straight and or wavy hair that grows downwards? Are they still full 90 for beings, or is it what are they considered?
Oh, Nagar,
For example, some say Somalis or Ethiopians they have more like straight hair and it grows downwards, kind of like it's not really growing to the sun per se. It's kind of more downwards. Like, are they still considered full Nagari beings, full 90 for beings?
oh right, yeah. You have Somali and you have Sudanese and Ethiopians. They do have it may not be full 9 ether wabar, but it may be 8 ether or 7 ether. You see, so you have those as well. due to mixing in. You see, so remember we've got that to take into consideration as well. Okay, but you're welcome, Simone. Going back to the Curtis Starr about the 2 extra chakras. This is coming from the scroll Natural Ether Energy, actual fact number 25, and we're reading page 13, and it reads. Verse 125, it reads, so you see, wu-nuwaupians, all these energy centers or seats are directly associated with the endocrinal system. 126. Each of these 7 glands is a projection of the corresponding energy centers in the physical body. 127. The exceptions here are the 8th and the 9th energy center or seats that have no projection in the endocrinal system, however, are nonetheless in close interaction with it. And let's stop there. Now, we have to take into consideration also, it's talking about the 7 major endocrinal glands, but the barotheric gland is also an endocrinal gland as well, because it secretes hormones direct into the bloodstream as well. Even though it's not listed as part of the major 7. So the barotheric gland, it can also be classified as an endocrinal gland as well. Okay. We're talking, oh yeah, we're going back to gender. Before you start that, it's got here, Curtis Starr, I'm addicted to Smarties still to this day, and I'm 42. Oh, whoa. What you do, Samal, don't eat at all Smartie then. Just don't yum out all the packet there, you know, just do your best. Go ahead, Samantha.
My question is, why is OSM Vision or Wu-Sabat advocating a vegetarian diet? And what is the benefit? Because like, for instance, someone could eat fish and eggs and say, I don't want to eat any other meat where the animal bleeds, you know, you have to kill it and those land animals. What's the benefit? I know that scientifically, some doctors will say that, you know, about the saturated fat in animals and certain diseases they can carry. But I've heard other things being said, like if you're seeing animals as food, then they are extraterrestrial beings that could see you as food. And that is indicated, like, say, for the people who are meat eaters. But in the real world, in the natural world, when those predatory animals, they always eat the ones that are vegetarians.
100%.
So if we go vegetarian and there are any extraterrestrial beings that see us as food, it wouldn't matter whether we ate meat or vegetables, would it?
Okay.
Because if we go vegetarian, maybe we're more attracted to them then.
Right, yeah, I hear what you're saying. And the master, thanks about that. Yeah, the master said it like this. This is your temple. Okay. And he says that by eating vast intakes of meat, you can place yourself on the menu, on their menu, because of the smell that the meat gives off from the body. And however, the benefits of being a vegetarian outweighs the benefits of being a meat eater. I was about to say carnivore, as being a meat eater. And do you know that a lot of do you know that Venus and Serena Williams and them lot, do you know they're vegans? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's a vegan, and you find quite a few of them, are vegans. But as a treat, she would eat a small piece of fish. So do they know something that we don't know? Now, some a small piece of fish, and so the master.
They eat vegetables and plants and stuff like that, and they are so big. In fact, some of the biggest animals that you see in the animal kingdom are the ones who are vegetarian.
Yeah.
So there's something they're obviously not telling us.
So who here could take on the sheep? You go, hand to hand, fist to fist. You could take on the sheep. The sheep comes in. You could tackle the sheep and feet. You know what I mean? You can eat as much meat as you like, whatever, but you can't tackle the sheep. I mean, you could tackle a gorilla, the arm wrestle with a gorilla. You can't. Yeah, you can't.
And I think as well,
Huh?
the way that we're living is very unnatural in the sense of we shouldn't be in a position to be able to eat meat every day, because if we were to hunt every day for that meat that we're eating every day in this excessive amount, we would burn ourselves out.
Yeah, but if we were, because
Get up to the
my
mic.
main,
Oh, sorry.
You guys have a conversation amongst yourself. Pick up. Okay.
Yeah, like it's not natural for us to be eating in this like excessive meat and dairy and stuff like that. But okay, even dairy, for example, milk is supposed to be for the calves that are born from the cow.
That's right.
And there's only like and so that's supposed to be for them kind of thing. And even the amount that's being pumped from the cows, it's injuring them and it's hurting them. And so sometimes when you're drinking that milk, you're drinking milk to blood and pus and infections in reality, because it's unnatural for us to be able to consume it in that extent. And again, like I was saying before, like the biggest animals, the strongest animals in the animal kingdom are vegetarian ones. So even though they're sitting there and saying, oh, eat protein, eat protein, eat protein, and it's the best thing for you, obviously there's something like not quite right with that. And you have to remember, like, protein is made of amino acids, which means it's the most acidic macronutrient that you can consume. To be eating it in excess, it means that your alkaline state, which is the state that your body should be in, because when your body is an alkaline, it's able to heal properly and it's able to get rid of certain infections. That's why when people have cancer, they recommend alkaline diet to try and get rid of the mucus and to allow the body to heal itself.
Keep it this way. Keep questions flowing. Keep going. Yeah. Right.
yeah.
No. Yeah. So I'll quickly add to that about the milk business. No animal drinks milk after weaning. You know what I mean? No animal drinks milk after weaning. But they have. But that's something that's been purposely instigated that we need to eat.
That one, can I just say, I have listened to some what do you call health scientists when you listen to the health board, different places. But basically, to me, this promotion of dairy products has been pushed by the Westerners, basically those that are in power now, because it doesn't get pushed in the other, like say, I've traveled to some countries in Africa, and in the Caribbean, when you hear food science teachers and that talk about milk, they're always referring to little children having their milk, and they give it to infants in that kindergarten age. They will give them a glass of milk in case they're not even having a good diet at home, so they will have some. But this milk products, it's been pushed all ages. Because you see the cookery programs, they're putting on cheese, they're putting milk in their stews and cream. It's everything. They hardly cook these meals without showing that it's going to have cheese, butter, or milk, or sometimes all of it.
Yeah.
So it's them who's pushing that part.
Yeah.
But mine was just about, that, well, what's wrong with eating fish and
Yeah.
eggs at times? Yes, I do prefer beans. I do
Yeah.
prefer the natural vegetarian, but I do like fish.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I eat fish and you know, so don't touch the meat stuff, chicken or anything like that. But that's something that we have to grow towards. You know, and I know guys on the land there, people eating veal and stuff like that, and chicken and turkey and etc. etc. That was good. They were eating it. I mean, but from yeah, so that's it's a story that goes. I think the master sons asked the master teacher about eating meat, and the question, and they wanted, I couldn't conceive a child, the woman couldn't conceive, and the master said, well, what you need to do is eat some meat until you're able to conceive, and then once the female has conceived, then come off the meat. See, because if it's been in your lineage for hundreds of years of eating meat, eating meat, and you come to Wu-Sabat, all of a sudden you just cut it off like that, you know, it takes time to wean ourselves off of meat. You see, like everything else, even sugar, etc., etc. You know, so everybody's different. See, and that's why we have to know ourselves, know our body, you know, our likes and dislikes, you know. It goes back to a child, you know, when the child takes sugar or likes this, likes that. There comes a point whereby hopefully they may grow out of eating Smarties. So Curtis Dow, yeah, they may grow out of eating Smarties, no, cut back and, you know, so hey, life is a journey, isn't it? Life is a journey, so you must enjoy it.
Sorry, Zamal.
Go ahead.
Zamal Tap, Linky has a hand up.
Oh, go ahead.
So, Zamal Tap, did you want to ask your question?
Sure, Robert.
Rob.
I wanted to know who named both of those lands, the Barcelona and Barasari, and why?
Who made it?
Who named it and why did they name it?
All right, who named? All right, yeah, good question. The master teacher put it like, yeah, obviously the higher beings. They're the ones who constructed our physical body. But the reason why it was maimed is so that was because of the day, time, and cycle that we was in. Is all part of the grand scheme of things. If the maiming of the barotheric gland was a necessary was a deliberate act by the higher beings during the moon cycle, and each race has been given the opportunity to rule during a particular cycle. But the 6 ether and 5 ether beings given that opportunity to rule during the moon cycle, or this last phase of the evolutionary cycle, and they abused that right. Thus, according to the Galactical Federation, they will be removed, or they are being removed from the face of the planet. And now in this day, time, and cycle where people or children are being born with the barotheric gland and will be activated, even though there will be adults amongst us as well, feminines as well as masculines, who will be born or will have the barotheric gland inside of them, and it will be in activation. We're waiting for one thing, and one thing only, and that is the presence of the master teacher. Okay. Well, hope that answers your question, Zamalta.
Wawe, Tua.
Okay.
Thousand.
You're welcome. Right. Oh, yeah, we were talking about gender, weren't we? We were talking about female gods, etc., etc. Now, this is from the Sacred Wisdom of Tahuti. And it says here, page 77, number 7, the doctrine of gender. Gender is, let me just stay here. Now, this Sacred Wisdom of Tahuti a lot of those, a lot of people who have their own mystery schools and mystery systems, they all study this, the Egyptian mystery system of Tuhuti. They call it the Hermetic principles or the Kabbalion. They all study this. Go and do some research. All of them, they all study this, the Egyptian mystery system, because they know that this is the highest form of learning or knowledge on this planet, the Egyptian mystery system. Oh, the sacred wisdom of Tuhuti, yeah. This is page 7, it reads, gender is like an operating system. That's what we're reading here. This book is like an operating system. And you realize that after reading this, you read all the scrolls from the master, you realize, or you'll come to the realization, the master's given us teachings of the Egyptian mystery system that was brought to the planet. Okay? Especially by this one being Tahuti, or we know as Yanun. Yeah. Okay. And you know, from here, you also got other tablets called the Emerald tablets, which they date back 36,000 years. 36,000 years takes you back one takes you go back 24,000 years plus 2 6,000 years cycles. So 2.5 cycles or 1.5 cycles go back 24,000 years plus 2 6,000 years gives you 36,000 years of when the Emerald tablets came down. Of this being Tahuti, who incarnates from time to time, and this is his present incarnation. Okay.
And the cycles, because then if there are 6,000 year cycles and there's 4 of them making up the 24,000 years, there aren't 4 races on this planet, are there?
No.
I just think that they are 3.
Yeah.
And the rest are all mixed race.
That's right. Yeah,
They're
but
mixed.
yeah,
All of them, they're mixed.
yeah,
So there's just the Chinese,
yeah.
the Europeans, which where but they came from whatever. The evolution, and there's us first, and then So unless you can expand on that, how is it that you're saying each of them were given the 6,000 years, and this last 6,000 years, which I do believe firmly, these people they've risen up and have been in charge, and they have proceeded to get the world in the state it's in, with a lot of division of my things, we know that. But who are the other 2 besides us who were there from the beginning in the war?
Yeah, you had the he talks about it in the dimensional shift. You have the root races. Let's quickly read. Okay, yeah. So right, let's read. This is the dimensional shift, and you're right. You have the Nagaru, you have the Mangalu, which is the Asians, and you have the Kalsu, which is the Caucasians. Okay, it's got here. This is page 9. Hang on, please. Sorry, page 8. Page 8. Page 8 of the dimensional shift Patara. And it reads. Verse 83 reads, each race, so each of the root races had their 0-time reference. It started with the first, Nagaru, second, Mangalu, the Asiatics, the third, the Kakasu. That's the first dimensional shift. The second one was the Nagaru, Mangalu, Kakasu. Then it's 84. Then this time shifted. Then this time shift changed because of the carcassal DNA mixing with animals such as porcine, pigs, canines, and simians. I'll jump to 87. All of this was recorded in the Epic of Gilgamesh. So you have, in the third dimensional shape, you have the Mangalu, the Dravadu, which is the Dravadu will be your, sorry, the Mangalu will be the Asians, the Dravadu will be your Hindu beings, Indians. And you got the Nagaru, 88. Indians, they, yeah, that's right, yeah. So the carcassal fell off of the divine link to the higher dimensions and regressed to a beast-like state. 89. As the next shift comes, many Nagaru have mixed their DNA with lower dimensional beings, both physically and mentally. 90. They are out of tune, offline or lineage. 91. So they will not be able to transport through space and time. 92. They will age and die on the way. 93. They must be cleaned inside out and outside in. This does not mean if you have mixed ancestors, you can't make the trip to Razaqat, Risk, the 8th planet in the Ilion star system, the 90th galaxy. 94. Not at all. It has to do with you, the person, cells, right here, right now, and your on-zero time reference. I'm going to stop there. So, even though we had a 6,000 year, there are 4 6,000 year sun cycle, moon cycle, not all races can live in all the cycles just because of the temperature of the planet, you see. The planet, if you look at what we call the Samat circle, and you got one circle and you put it into quarters, and if you look at the from west to south, that last quarter, that 6,000 year period, the last part of that 6,000 year period is when the carcassal came into existence. So 8,000 years ago, during what we call it, the ending of the last sun cycle, coming in to the moon cycle, you had other races were on the planet. And from the 6,000 moon cycle is when the carcassal came on the planet. Right now, the forces of nature is pulling up on from south going eastward. Yeah. So you got south there, so it's moving counterclockwise. So let's say we're at 6 o'clock right now, and we're now in the revolutionary cycle, an evolutionary reverse. And because we're in the revolutionary cycle, people are going to die off. The carcassal are going to die off. And those that mix with lower beings, such as the carp, who have mixed genes inside of them, as is red here, they will also die off. If you're living in the image and after likeness of the beast man, they're not going to make the grade. Now, the dimensional shift.
Does it have anything to do with Neanderthals? And they said Neanderthals existed before the Homo sapiens, and when they came towards Europe, of course, the Neanderthals were within this part of the world, the northern hemisphere, and I think the temperature had started to raise, and the Neanderthals could not adapt. So some of them mixed with the Neanderthals, and otherwise the Neanderthals would have just died, because when the scientists have looked They just found that they just disappeared at a certain time. They found no more traces of them.
Mm.
Is it that kind of thing? Where
Yeah, the master teacher put it like this: the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. What it means is that the first shall be last. We're the first ones that were created on this planet because it's a black planet, and we're gonna be the last ones standing. The last shall be first. The last race that was created on this planet will be the first to go. You see, so it's just, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So first in, last out, last in, first out. Yeah. So it's a natural cycle, just like how each and every one of us has a cycle of we're born, we grow, we mature, we decline, and we die. And that's the conclusion of the life cycle. So to say that everything has an expiration date.
So is it to say that the cycle is actually reversing now, going back
Yes,
on itself?
that's,
Or if it's going anti-clock?
yeah, so the cycle goes anti-clockwise.
Right.
That cycle, because all the cycles, all the clocks are all lining up.
Right.
Now, but with us as the Nadu, all it means is that death is not the finality of existence. And all it means is that we now go back into that realm of darkness from whence we came. See, so just a cycle. The master said that we never got it right the first time, so you've been given 9,000 chances to fix up, because we all ought to experience certain things, you see. So this is really our last chance. I mean, so in actuality, we are very blessed to be living in this day, time, and cycle to have Panababyananand in our midst, because those in the past all knew that of his coming incarnation. Okay, and all those master teachers say like this: all those prophets, seers, and the likes, mystics, knew that someone will come. Yanun will come. Don't think Panababyananand just came just the other day. He's known in the history books.
yeah, but he said he's not the Messiah and he's not the Jesus that we're waiting.
No.
He sent with a message.
That's
to
right.
prepare us.
That's
Like,
right. That's right.
In one of the teachings, he said it.
Right.
repeatedly.
Yeah. Now that's good you said that, because if you go to the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 7, it reads, "And there's war in the heavens, in the Orion skies. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels." Now let's stop there. It says Michael and his angels.
Yeah.
That word angel just angelos, just means messengers. So Michael and his messengers fought against the dragon and his messengers. That means then that there's one group that had a message to relay, which is right knowledge. The other group had a message to relay, which was trick knowledge. Michael and his angels. Does that mean then that Michael has an order and his angels were part of his order of the green light? And the dragon and his angels, that means that the dragon have an order. Or we say the amber light, and his angels were part of his order. And neither was their place found anymore in heaven, in the Orion skies, and they were cast out down to the earth, and his angels with him. So on the planet Earth, we have right knowledge, or Michael and his angels giving off right knowledge. We have the dragon, that old serpent, and his angels giving off trick knowledge. You may know trick knowledge as politics. Multiple trick knowledge. You see? So there's an order, a higher order, those of the green light and those of the amber light. And we know that, so the master teacher is here to raise up deities just like himself. You see, or let's put it another way, he's here to transform men. When we say men, we talk about mortals, not men as in gender, male.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Human beings,
yeah. So he's here to raise feminines and masculines up to be just like him, to be of his order, and they will be taught the secrets of life and death and everything else that's in between. Now, the class title is God, Man, and the Devil, and you will find that we have been taught misinformation or trick knowledge on just about everything that we can think of. Been taught misinformation or wrong knowledge about God, wrong knowledge about man, and wrong knowledge about the devil. Because God, man, and the devil, all these are characteristics within man. We have the God side of us, we have the devil side of us. It's just a matter of which side are we going to nurture. You know what I mean? There comes a when I say devil, I don't mean disagreeable. I'm talking about on the other side of the scale. You know what I mean? The devil, mass murders, etc., etc. The devil, you got devil nature inside of us. We have to call the God nature inside of us. You know what I mean? So, which one are we going to nurture?
Well, the majority of people don't nurture that devilish nature, if you put it that way. But yet, the majority of people are not living their lives in a very upright manner.
Yeah.
They may not be always thinking of who to hurt or thinking of mass murder or who they could poison or come for. Even though they say there's a thin line between that, the people that keep the law and those who take to the other side, yet the majority toe that line or stay on the other side because they want to live their lives and not to be pulled by that kind of, even if they don't fully understand it, they just think, no, I can't be dealing with all that. I just need to
live my life,
achieve whatever, and yeah.
That,
but still, they're not still living as they should or could.
yeah, the reason, and that, what you're saying.
They be there, they're not nurturing the higher energy, and they're not nurturing that negative pull towards ultimate evil. So they're in a bad place, isn't it? Like on the fence.
It's not a bad place.
Just
what is
vulnerable.
what is that that's done with deliberate intent. So rather than nurture the divine side or acknowledge that the divine within inside you and raise your vibrations so you become one with the all expanding, or one with the universal forces, one with your etheric self, I should say, because your ancestors, our ancestors, are in us, for us, and around us. And that's done with deliberate intent to keep us oppressed, suppressed, and repressed. There's deliberate intent. So that our divine side is kept at a minimum. And that's done by way of the educational system. And it's done by way of, especially religion is a powerful tool. And it's also done by, the whole, this construct, this artificial construct has been set up purposely to keep everybody in order or in a state of, to get people in the information, to keep people in formation. Hear that word?
Yeah.
Information. To give them info. To give them information.
So
what we need to know. What you need to know. You know what I mean? And that's why people, black, white, yellow, green, or blue, and extraterrestrials. That's why they go to these people who have self-help or them, what do you call them, groups, guru, and you may have them people who go to positive mental attitude groups and spend hundreds of bucks, etc., 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 to learn how to activate the divine within inside of them. Yet we have one amongst us who doesn't charge a penny to sit in his lectures. The highest of the high sits is in our midst, and the master has never passed out the plate. Never passed out the plate. And you've got people out there who charge mega bucks to go and sit in their lectures, and you realize that they're not really teaching people anything. Now, I'd like to say this, is that I was thinking about this today, and even though we're giving out a lot of data, which is good, however, what we need to give out is practical examples, practical exercises that we can utilize. So when you leave here, you can say, oh, I'm going to practice that at home, because the exercises that we need to do to elevate our divinity or to awaken the divine side of us, it's so simple that because of its simplistic nature, we tend to dismiss it because it's not advanced, because it don't work. And for example, I'm going to show you how to breathe properly. I think
The book, The Mind, I've started reading.
the mind scroll, yeah, the mind scroll and the breath scroll. The breath breath is a major key, a very major key in unlocking the divine within inside of us. A very major key. Once you know how to breathe correctly, and I'm going to give you a little exercise. But remember, go ahead. Got a question?
Aaliyah Sky, right about Aaliyah Sky, I think she had her hand up for a while.
Oh, go ahead, Elias, Sky.
What about Tori?
What about some other?
Okay, my question is regarding poet.
Okay.
And so what I'm asking is poet all a part of poet the all? And is poet expanding the all expanding already expanding? And is it the renewal of our story for this 24,000 year cycle of renewal that is causing the expansion of poets, the all?
Right, yeah, good question, that is. Pa'ut, all cannot we said it earlier on, all cannot expand. Expand from what to what? Pa'ut, the all expands within all. So we have, the master puts it like this, we have Pa Kale Makwana, the omniverse. And within the omniverse, we have Pa Kathir Makwanat, the multiverses. Then from Pa Kathir Makwanat, we have Wahu Makwanat, or we have triverses, we have dual verses, we have universes. So we have, and we ourselves, we are a universe within the multiverse, within the omniverse. I'll say. Now, the expansion you're referencing is what they refer to as dark energy. And they can't, and dark matter, or usually speak black energy and black matter. And the scientists cannot understand how comes that dark energy is expanding if they try to equate it from the Big Bang. However, there is no the Big Bang because there have been many Big Bangs. See? So when you talk about, is it because of the daytime and cycle that we're in? The daytime and cycle is just in reference to the cycles of natural nature. See, and I'm going to go back. Okay, it's like this. Everything created by the higher beings, when we talk about the Etherians, who are in a state of existence and created a state of nothingness or the etheric realm, everything is that is of natural nature has intelligence. Everything created of natural nature has intelligence. And there's intelligence within the air that we breathe, that life force, that the air that we breathe, there's intelligence inside of it. The water, there's intelligence inside of it. The earth, there's intelligence within it. And the sun, there's intelligence within it. And every cell of our being, there's intelligence within it. I want to digress. I talked to one of the guys at work, and he said how everything started from a nucleus. I said, you're 100% right. Everything started from a nucleus, or let's say from the DNA. So I went on to ask him, so what came first, the chicken or the egg? Then he said the chicken, because chicken gave birth to the egg. I go, but you said it right the first time. You said everything started from the nucleus or from the DNA. So the DNA was first implanted on the planet Earth, and so the DNA was first implanted on the Earth, and the conditions made that DNA start to divide and multiply and grow. However, the conditions had to be conducive along with interceptions to occurred by of the higher forces to bring things into natural order by way of natural nature. You see?
Okay, so then, so are you saying that power expanding is separate from power all?
No,
And then the all expanding is what expands power all.
no, no.
Okay, that's what you said in the beginning.
What it is that pa'ot, all existence. We have all existence of pa'ot, but pa'ot is a part of all existence, and you are pa'ot, the all expansion.
You telling me he's gonna put all his legacy down the drain over?
What was that? Oh, okay. Yeah. No. We are, each and every one of us is the all in all.
We are all the
No,
all.
no, the all.
Okay, we are all the all in all.
That's right.
Okay. Okay, so we are all.
The
So when
all.
you say we are, so when you say we, do you mean all of us on this planet?
That's right.
Okay, everyone is, did you say the all? Yeah, in all.
That's right.
Okay, in all. Okay, so where does the all expanding, where does that come now?
It expands within all. Because
Okay, so we all expand. We oh God. We are all, and then we are the all in all, and then we have the all expanding, and so us in all becomes the expansion.
that's right. We're not separate from the all. That's why, I mean, just like if you look at Patakyod, the affirmation, and it reads, I
Mm.
am inside the divine love of the all expanding, and all divine love is inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
You get that? So the highest form of expression is divine love.
Sure.
You remember back in the days, the master said it like this. We have 7 planes from the physical plane going up, going up. Then he says the divine plane. We have the divine truth, divine reality. Then he says the bosom. The bosom is the realm of divine love. Okay.
Sure.
So Papa Ut is the realm of divine love. I am a part of the all expanding, and the all expanding is a part of me. So we're not separate from Papa Ut. Being that we are a part of Papa Ut, the all expanding, will make you the all expanding. Being that you are
Can you just repeat that bit, please? Repeat
a,
that bit, please.
okay. So I am
Just
a
that bit. Yeah.
I am a part of the all expanding, and the all expanding is a part of me.
Sure.
Being that you are a part of, let's say you are like a cup, empty cup. You pour that empty cup into the ocean, which we call pa'ut. All
Sure.
the ingredients that is in that ocean is in that cup.
In the cup. Okay. Okay.
So you have all those qualities within inside of you.
Okay.
When you go back, when you as the vessel, which has the all expanded inside, once you pour that cup back into the ocean, you now become one with that ocean. There's no individualism.
Separation.
Yeah, or
Okay.
differentiation, correct? Now let's go ahead. I am one as the all expanding, and the all expanding is one as me. So there is no differentiation because you, being that you are one with the all expanding, and the all expanding is one. Let's go ahead. As you,
As you. As
there is
you.
no differentiation.
Okay.
You
Okay.
are the all expanding. You are a part of the all expanding, and all expanding is divine love.
Divine love.
You are divine love.
Okay.
It goes on to say, I can succeed as a part of the all expanding and fail as an individual. So that there's a term they use which is called synergy. When 2 or more forces, the definition of synergy is when 2 or more forces combined to produce an outcome greater than if done individually.
Sure. Sure.
So once we synergize with at least one other individual, we will succeed.
Sure.
Because now we merge as one, as the all expanding. There's no individualism. Let's go ahead. Here it is now, the next slide. I can be all that I wish in the all expanding, as long as my wish is to stay in the all expanding. I'm never by myself. All expanding is existence. I am existence. The all expanding can. I can. The all expanding does. I do. This Patakyud, our affirmation, is the epitome of our connection as the all in all. And we say, oh, almost every day, or, but this is our affirmation, affirming our head's word, existence as the all expanded in all.
In
So,
okay.
so Samantha, the answer to your question lies in Patakyud.
Sure. 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 Okay, so if I may quickly ask one quick question, another question, yeah.
As long as it's not hard.
Just one quick question, yeah. Is our etheric double one within the 30 different personalities said to be within us through bloodline? That you know, yeah.
So repeat that question again, please.
It is our etheric double
Yeah.
one within the 30 different personalities said to be within us through bloodline.
Yes, they are. Your etheric double is within the other 30 or 29 different personalities. Yeah, they are. It is. Yeah, 100% right. Now, once you raise yourself up, or once we raise ourselves up mentally, physically, and spiritually, we're the ones who will be in the driving seat. Because we have personalities or within inside of us who are not all agreeable. There are some that are disagreeable. Some of them like the alcohol, some of them like the smarties, etc., etc. So it's a matter of us being in the driving seat, in control. And however, we do have ancestors that are very agreeable. I want to help us in our elevation, you see. So that's why we should take the route of introspection, meaning taking that journey inside out, outside in, looking at ourselves, taking that time out, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. If you spend 5 minutes a day, every day, that's 35 minutes at the end of 7 days. You will find that as you spend time, if you just sat down, hands on your lap or whatever, just sat there for 5 minutes, your brainwave frequency level will start to drop down from the beta to the alpha level. And what will happen is there comes a point whereby you're no longer spending 5 minutes, you're not spending about 10, 15 minutes. You are aligning your physical with your spiritual self and your spiritual self with your physical. But more than that, you are aligning yourself, or the word they use is synchronicity, being synchronizing yourself with the higher forces that communicate to you by way of your etheric self. So our physical is interconnected with our etheric self. We say it in Mispatir, and also your ancestors, or because our ancestors are in that etheric state, or you may not, or let's say that spiritual state. And the etheric realm, there are many different, there are higher vibratory states to the etheric realm and to those beings. Parnababianada is one of those beings of that high order who's incarnated here on the physical and here to elevate us to those high degrees as well.
Nadum Jamal, you have a hand up, Tibbs on Club.
You're welcome, Samantha. I hope that answered your question, did it?
It did, Ashok.
You're welcome. Go back to Parkakud and who help you.
Ashok.
Tib, is it Tibbs? Tibbs? The chat is Tibbs. Go ahead, Zamal. The chat to Tibbs. Come in, Tibbs. I'm the Tibbs. As he's waiting to come up, I was trying to press the button, but nothing.
I have a question, Zaman, until Tibbs speak up.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Delilah. I'm in the States here. I have two. Regarding the last question, I have a comment regarding the 32 or the 30 ancestors
Okay.
that aligns with our personalities. What happens to our spirit guide or our spirit? And my example I will use is I was having a conversation with my spirit, and it was like, spirit guide, what is the next step? Blah, blah, blah. So where does our spirit comes into play opposed to the different personalities? Because it feels like lately I have begun to get more annoying voices in my head. And then I say to the voices, okay, what cousin is this? Or who is this talking? Because it isn't me. And then I'll go to talking to Holy Spirit or Spirit. So the Spirit is separate from these 32 or no? And the reason I say is the Spirit separate because when the last sister mentioned about our etheric beings, the 32 personalities, the first thing I said in my mind was no, but then you said yes. So help me to understand, where does my spirit, because before I was introduced to Wu-Sabat, coming from a Christian background, Holy Spirit is my guide. So help me to understand the difference. And I do have a second question afterwards.
Right, yeah. You know, everything your spirit or your spirit guides and your ancestors and your spiritual self are all interconnected. However, that interconnection does not mean that they have full autonomy over you, because you have, or we all have, what we call will. And the mere fact that you said that you are cognizant or aware of these internal voices within inside of you, you are getting into the driving seat. And now you become the driver as opposed to the mere passenger, because we have our ancestors within inside of us, and some are disagreeable, as you said before, and they want to get into the driving seat and experience the physical realm through you. The higher ancestors now that's also within you, they don't want to experience the physical realm. They want you to elevate. You see? So the key point to make note of, which is that your awareness of the actual fact that you can hear these voices within inside of you. You know it's not your own voice, and you could push them to the back of the bus, and you remain in the driver's seat. But as an aid to navigate you through life, you call upon your spiritual guides, and your spiritual guides could be your ancestors to help you on your journey. Okay.
And that's the spiritual guides that are in the higher dimension that isn't really wanting to come back. They're here to guide me when I say spirit guides.
That's right, because there's no need for them to come back in the physical to experience the physical. That's your, and we have ancestors that want to experience the physical. They want to have the physical and live that experience through you as a physical being, and they don't care whether it will take you out or not. Your higher ancestors,
Sure.
your higher ancestors want you to elevate. So you are in the driving seat, and your spiritual guides or your ancestors, because they are related to you. You won't get no foreign spiritual guide, guiding you. It'll be your ancestors who is blood related to you, and they would act as your personal satellite navigation system. So you call upon them, and they will help you accordingly. Okay. So it's good that
Sure.
you're aware of that. And that word, that term they use is called synchronicity or alignment, how things just work in your favor. Another word that people use is luck. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Things always seem to fall in place, you see. So yeah, that's a very good question. I heard that term spiritual guys use a lot, but
Yes.
it's your ancestors that are blood related. The reason why we use the term blood related is because the life force or the ether, we say natural ether energy, is within the blood. And it's conscious and conscience forces. I hope that helps, Samantha.
So yes. My second question. Okay, here in the States, um, and in my mind, I'm feeling something different. Um, the the president. I've gotten halfway to the book, the Leviathan book. I'm reading it. I'm kind of halfway there on the 666. I'm halfway in the mind book. I'm kind of reading several things. It depends on how I'm being led.
Okay, cool.
But what I'm feeling, I don't know if maybe you're aware, maybe not, the different moves that he's making regarding um, bringing the armed forces into our major cities here in the States. It feels to me that something is being staged, and I'm not sure if you have a scroll to direct me of some type of information to kind of direct, because it just feels a little off. It doesn't feel like, I know it isn't crime, I know it isn't that, but it just feels like something else is being shaping here. I don't know if you can help me out with that or not.
Uh, Not really. Sorry, Zamaltat. Unfortunately, I can't help you on this one. Um, that's it.
Okay.
I know it's everybody on the room, political politics.
Sure, Zama.
Okay.
Zama?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on the question by the sister. So I'm not sure who that was speaking.
It's Delilah, I think it was, yeah.
Delilah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there are things we've spoken about in terms of between now and 2030 that are going to be taking place. And he's actually preparing for that. And a lot of the moves that are being made are to prepare because they're talking about Three-Eye Atlas, which is a meteor that is on its way. They say it's a meteorite, but it they also say it could be a craft, meaning an extraterrestrial craft heading here. And so he's putting the guards in a lot of the National Guard and things like that in place because he's actually preparing for those types of things. But we already know from our information, from what the master teacher teaches us, that this meteor is going to hit. And there's some new information as well, which will be relayed in due time from the master teacher regarding that. But I'm just touching on that for you for now to say that, yeah, it's not just about the immigration and the controls that are being put in place are really in preparation of what they call the alien invasion, and to let people, because they've done disclosure, they've seen the orbs last year, and it's becoming more and more apparent that extraterrestrial involvement and crafts and things like that are very real. And the master has told us that as we approach 2030, we're going to witness these things and it's going to be real. So I hope that helps. I yield.
Sure.
Thanks,
Thank
Abel.
you. Sure.
About Zamal, Tibbs' questions are in the chat. He said that he's having problems with his network, so he typed his questions in. The first question is what does the master teacher say on transhuman AI takeover? How do we get away from this? The second question is, I was tested and found to be emitting Bluetooth signal, as many people now are and do not realize, from self-bonding compounds in our food and COVID vaccine, etc. My question is, what does the master teacher say on this transhuman AI takeover? How do we get away from it?
Okay, the way we get away from it is coming. That's really simple. It's coming together, coming to gather together, and as you said before, align ourselves with each other. That is how we do it. You know, that's why the master has created. That's why we have Wu-Sabat. It is more than just question and answer session. It is a nation and body of people coming together, and by us coming together is where our powers lie. You see, and creating our own infrastructure and not relying on him, because we know that, talk by the master, that if you ascribe and subscribe to a failing society and society is failing, we can go down with it. We can fail as well. As we said, we can succeed as a part of the all and fail as an individual. So the way to bypass that is for us to come together and do our own thing. And we have to is watch him kill himself off, because it's not our war. It's the evil versus the wicked. See? The other question was pertaining to he was emitting Bluetooth. What he said? Emitting Bluetooth, whatever. Well, the way to bypass that really is the chanting. The reason it's simple things, you know. For the chanting, what the chant and the breathing. The reason we say that is because you're chanting, especially if you got also to learn the language, but when we are chanting, we're chanting in Nispatia. The tones, frequencies, and vibrations of the language will override those frequencies that's within us and outside of us and around us. That goes back to Genesis chapter 11, where it talks about the Nimrod story. The Nimrod story really is about language. That's what it's about. How they elevated Nimrod, and these people elevated to that degree whereby they cut off the broadcasting signals from Enki and his boys. Likewise, the master teacher has given us our own language, and by chanting or speaking the language, it will cut off those lower frequencies that he's broadcasting to us to control our minds. Remember, wherever the mind goes, the body will follow. So, reverse engineer our minds, and we will change the direction that they want us to go. You be moving in a different direction. So it's all got to do with the language, the tone, frequencies, and the vibrations. Okay?
So Zamal, you've got Jackie as well. How do I know which ancestors to call upon when I don't know them, nor do I know the ones that made it, nor do I know which ones are agreeable and disagreeable?
Right.
And then Tibbs has got a follow-up to what you said. Is there a scroll I can read on the AI issue?
Oh, okay. The AI issue, nothing really comes to mind, tips regarding that. Regarding the ad, so that's fine, I could take it with the AI question. But in terms of the chanting many scrolls, the master put out our tones, our tone wavelength A, many scrolls. That's one that comes to mind. Many scrolls the master put out pertaining to the language and to etc. Many scrolls is pertaining to that. Pertaining to the sister's question, Jackie's question pertaining to the ancestors, the agreeable for disagreeable. What I do recommend is that, again, you have to, it's a practice that you would recommend that you do, is to, again, you say like sit in silence, take that journey inside out, introspect, and when you, or just the master teacher, if you've got an altar, master teacher said it really simply, if you've got an altar, you just set up your altar and make your communication, talk to your ancestors, one ancestor that you know, or whether it's your parents or grandparents, or even you may have a sister or brother or cousin that's crossed over, just communicate to them the same way how you communicate to your brother, sister, whoever is alive. The way communicate to your ancestors in that realm, the same way how you communicate to a living individual. The same way, no difference. And the changes or the response tends to be very subtle, but look out for those subtle changes or those subtle responses. And then once you become aware of that, it no longer becomes subtle. You see? So it's a practice, or really I should say it's a discipline. It's a discipline. It's a discipline. It's a practice that we all should be doing every day. And they call that synchronicity or alignment with your ancestors, with the higher forces. And those, your ancestors and those higher forces are within you, not outside of you. Okay? So I hope that helped. Oh, go ahead, Samantha.
Does Wu-Sabat encourage Nuwaupians to aim towards returning to their ancestral land?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you encourage it? Because some people, especially the people that are truly called the diasporans, where the word came about, the ones who came from those who were forcefully removed from the land, we are the descendants. Many of us, you identify yourselves with where your people have been living.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't connect. That actually we came from there. We didn't voluntarily do it, but that's where we came from.
Yeah.
There are even a few leaders, and I'm sure it will trickle out of some of those nations that are welcoming us back and saying you have a right to return.
Yeah.
Because your ancestors came from here. You didn't voluntarily leave.
Yeah.
You know, and they've even, some of them put provisions in place where you can go there, get naturalized without too much. It's only a few at the moment, but it's going to trickle out when some of those, disagreeable leaders are removed. But do you advocate for that? Because some people are still, they just feel as if this is it. They're here.
Yeah.
And they don't ever, many of them have never been.
Yeah.
Not have any plans.
Yeah.
Only a few thousands are still that have gone.
Yeah, it's a good question. What it is that in Wu-Sabat, the master says like this: is the Africans for the Africans. We are Africans first and foremost, but we also acknowledge that we follow the Lamb wherever he goes. We don't walk in front of him. We don't walk behind him. We walk alongside him.
Who's the man?
Oh, that's the master teacher. Sorry.
It leaves not free.
Yeah. Hey, this. the master said like this. I've got the book there. My brother, the extraterrestrial, he says, we are imprisoned with him, but we don't know it. Only his physical is imprisoned, not the mental, not the mind. So wherever the mind goes, yeah, yeah. So it's yes, yeah. So he said that we are imprisoned with him, and he didn't say he's talking about Negroes on the planet, but they don't realize it. However, only his physical is imprisoned, not his mind or his mental. And wherever the mind goes, the body will follow. So wherever he puts his mind, his body's going to go, because he holds the master key. So should we follow the one who holds the key, the master key? Just be patient and wait. When I say wait, I don't mean remain inactive. I mean, do what you have to do until that time comes, then you be ready. Because he's not going to give up, he's not going to give an update out and say, we're going to go here or we're going to go there. Because he says that, don't think I'm not that done. Because whatever I tell you, you know, the man is waiting. He'll be there before we get there. Or just bomb the place so that, you know.
Well, if it's like that, if we're that vulnerable and like sitting ducks, I don't
Haters, we're not sitting ducks. Because Wu-Sabat, you know why we say that? Because Wu-Sabat is our protection.
I truly believe that, as you said, as an individual, you won't succeed, but as a group, coming together, minds together, and following the way, Patarak, then basically there's that strength, and obviously the practice of the way, the meditation, and the you know, just the lifestyle.
That's right.
I believe it creates a power.
That's right.
Energy. So I really don't feel that even if we have some plans, that the murderous and disagreeable beings on this planet can just do what they want. Otherwise, they could have destroyed us already. Haven't they tried with so many ways, so many things we know came from the enemy. So many made up diseases, so many things. But they still haven't succeeded. They killed some, they caused some setbacks.
Here it is. To add to that question, and they're not going to succeed. That's the reality of it. They're not going to. That's the reality of it. They're not going to succeed because of that. Well, I like somebody put it on OSM. He said how their time is up. What we are witnessing is the end of a flame that has burnt out. The flame has burnt out, and this is what we are witnessing. The flame has burnt out, and we're witnessing the death of the deaf, and they know it. So, Wu-Sabat is our protection. We would encounter challenges, but we also encounter opportunities. You see, but we have our ancestors who are crossed over. We have the overseers who are protecting each and every one of their children. However, there are those of us who will stay on Patarak and those of us who won't. And those of us who don't stay on Patarak, when the calling is given, nature is just going to wipe everybody out that's in the way. Because have you heard that there was, I think it was in America, where they had like hurricanes, and a hurricane will come through a neighborhood, then do a right or left turn. and bypass the neighborhood, the black neighborhood, and go and kill everything that's, you know. So it's got why they ain't controlling that? You know what I mean? So Wu-Sabat is our protection. And do what you have to do in terms of elevating self and kin and kind. This is Wu-Sabat is our protection. There are higher forces that's governing Wu-Sabat. And the reason why you are here is because of the protection that you need. The reason why we are here is a protection that we have been given. Okay. So there's more to than what meets the eye, let's put it that way. Because as we said, that everything that is of natural nature has intelligence. And the scrolls that the master has written has intelligence inscribed within it. And you may have never heard of the term medu neter. Oh, medu neter is the word they use for the hieroglyphs. They call it medu neter. But word medu is from the word madat, nature of the nazar, the words of the divine. And what we are reading, all the scrolls the masters put out, these can rightly be under the category of medu neter or pa madat and pa nazaru, the words of the overseers, of the divine beings. You see? So if all the scrolls the masters put out, past, present, and yet to come, is filled with a 9 ether energy. And when we read or we listen to the words of the master teacher, it's activating something within us. 9 knowledge, 9 mind, 9 action. 9 to the 9th power of 9. Trying to get your head around it.
No, I think I understand reading between the lines. Basically, I have to do what I need to do for my quick, kind, sort of like. So if I wanted to go to live, away from this distractions.
What it is that ultimately you have to make the decision. In Wu-Sabat, we're not told you must do this or you must do that. You ultimately have to make the decision, you know what I mean, based upon sound right reasoning. Okay. And whatever decision you make, it's either a good decision or a bad decision, that's a decision that you make. You see, and okay. Okay. Who's that? Faisal's got a question. Faisal? Is that Faisal?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead, Zamal.
What does the master teach about when it comes to the arrival of the age of harmony and the children of light? Can you give a full description of what the master teaches talk about when it comes to that?
The age of harmony and the age of
harmony and the children of light. What does the master teacher teach about that?
All right, that's a really good question because that your answer is actually in the Holy Tablets. This is glad we did a class on that. Remember we did a class on that some time back. And this is in the Holy Tablets, chapter 6. Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 15, and let's have a look. Look at. Sorry, hang on, let's get right. Right, yeah. The age of harmony and the children of light. Now, for the listening audience, we got to break down certain words the brothers use here, because we got harmony and we got unison. Harmony is like, let's say we have the three notes as an example, F, A, C. And you've got F, which is for the planet, A for the physical body, and C for the cosmos. Okay, F, A, C. And let's say we're all chanting, one group is chanting on F, one group is chanting on A, another group is chanting on C. If we're all chanting those tones, F, A, C, we are in harmony. Then we have unison. Let's say we're all chanting on A. Everybody's chanting on A, that's unison. So there's a difference between harmony and unison. Okay. So now, let's forget the word harmony. Then we have the children of light. The children of light are those, remember we talked earlier on of the green light and the amber light? Those of the green light, you know, that's when we say green light, we're talking about the energy field that we emit from our being. That's the order of Yanon. Spirituality, you know, yeah. So you got the energy field, those of the green light. So when you talk about children of the light, those of the green light, or you may also hear the term those of the violet light or the golden children. Okay, so you got those different type of lights. Okay, so I just want to read what it says here. This is from the Holy Tablets, yeah, Tablet 15, reading from verse 145, page 634, and it reads, "The light renders the Illumini a member of the Illuminati, but a new light other than the fire is here." Now, when it says the light renders the Illumini a member of the Illuminati, this light the Master is referring to is the amber light. And when they use the word it says the light renders the Illumini. What's the Illumini? It's got here a graduate of a particular institution. So those of the amber light are those who ascribe and subscribe to the Illuminati, those of the amber light, okay? A member of the Illuminati, amber light. But a new light other than the fire is here. But the green light. The keys to future luminaries, a luminary is defined as one who inspires or influences, or who are expert in a particular subject. Okay, so it's got here, the keys to future luminaries are called the ancient and the mystic order of Melchizedek, are electromagnetic forces. The ancient, remember when this was written, it's got here the ancient and mystic order of Melchizedek. Today it would be called the ancient Egyptian order, AEO. And when we say AEO, in tones, it would be A-E-U. And that in itself is a chant as well. Okay. So the keys to future luminaries, and I gave them the keys, and we know keys are used to lock and unlock doors. Don't open doors, it locks or unlock doors. So the keys to unlocking locked doors to future luminaries, those who are inspired or influenced, who are influences, are called the ancient and mystic order of Melchizedek, or we say today, the ancient Egyptian order. And they are electromagnetic forces or ontological forces. Okay. Or we say 90 forces. Go ahead, Samal.
What was the key component that caused ancient Egypt's great technology to be lost and to be forgotten and gone. And please do not blame Caucasians.
Well, so that's a very good question, Isabel. The Caucasians. No, you told me not to say that. No, what it was is, do you know what it is? A fall in consciousness. It was a fall in yeah.
What caused this? Okay, watch this. Okay, the way that the human brain works, right? There's a core source that gives it its light. When that core source is honored and respected, the light grows. It increases. But then when that core source is no longer appreciated, respected, or even remembered, then the power of that mind begins to dwindle.
Right,
it starts to fall apart. What was it that caused them to do that?
Right, yeah. The master, you know that we talked about we were in that moon cycle, and the force, those 6 ether forces or those gravitational forces, was permeating the atmosphere, and what that done is that cut off our consciousness, our awareness, or like it became like a hypnotic spell of sleep, or the master puts it, the spell of the conscious mind. So we lost knowledge of self and kind. We lost knowledge of our accomplishments. And that again, that is due to the forces that was within the atmosphere. Okay.
What if I was to tell you that the key component that caused the ancient world to lose their authority and their power was their own pride? And the reason why I say it's their own pride is because they made the same mistake that happened in Atlantis that caused Atlantis to go under. Why Tahuti left Atlantis, went to Egypt, started with Egypt. There's a trail in a history, and the biggest issue for our people over the centuries has always been our pride. We get to a height, we get to a point where we're great. The world sees us as gods, and then you know what we do? We begin to see ourselves as God, and then we forget that we are being powered by a source we have no comprehension, and that source is gracing us with its light. And then when the human begins to believe that they are the source of that light, the source retracts itself. And when the source retracts itself, because a tree doesn't fall in one day, over time, the decay that exists in this world takes hold. And that's why Egypt fell.
You know.
Now, can you explain that to the people, please, my brother?
Okay, so the brother is saying that it was due to our ego that caused our demise or our lack of consciousness in order to construct an advanced society that we had in times past. Is that correct, Samal? Right. So now, would that be perpetuated by the atmosphere that brought upon that type of mindset amongst the people?
Wouldn't blame the atmosphere, because nature follows a very specific law, and nature's law was sealed even before man existed. The thing about humanity were given charge over everything. So basically, by the true divine, humans were chosen to become gods over this world, but not for them to take it onto themselves and for themselves to begin to believe that their gods begin to subjugate each other under their own servitude, to honor each other as one people. But the people didn't do that. We built hierarchies, we created kingdoms and families, and we started creating servants and slaves of our own people. And so the one who made us our father, our true father, he got angry at us, and he retracted his life from us, and thus our people fell. He gave us back a bit, we came back to power, but then guess what we did again? We let our pride get the best of us. So then he allowed the enemy to take us and put us under captivity. The point was to get us back in order. Then our people got back in order, so he began to present us with more information to bring us back out of our captivity. Then once again, our people fell right back into the same. It's been the same cycle. Think about how many people started calling themselves gods without fully understanding what it meant
Yeah.
right before Dr. York got arrested. Think about it. That's the interesting thing. There's a cycle that's always been repeating itself. And the reformer, or the one who was chosen to be the translator of the information, usually is the one that has to pay the price for that, because in the spiritual realm, he's the one that's held accountable for everybody's soul, because he took that position. You know what I'm saying? And it's a pattern that repeats itself continuously. The question is when will the people realize that their true help is in unifying together and working in harmony? Because that's how you were prepared for the age of harmony.
That's
You
right.
gotta start now while you're in darkness. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Because this is what we I know we was on earlier on, we was explaining Partakud, the all affirmation, when we said that we can succeed as part of the all and fail as an individual. And we also use that term synergy, when two more forces combine to produce an outcome greater than if done individually. So we're talking about that. But to your statement, Zamal, what about in this day and time and cycle that we're in now, with the technology that we've got, would that aid us in our advancement if we ascribe and subscribe to those principles of harmony and unity?
Under one condition, your intentions and your heart's intentions is not to harm, and it's not to hate. The thing is that the way that the atmosphere is being transformed as we speak, because there was something that happened and a lot of people don't know yet. I'm not gonna say what it is because I'm not allowed to.
What was it?
Something that happened.
Okay.
Just hear me out. There was something that happened in the cosmos, and this changed everything. So now the entire world is in a transformation, and when the transformation is in its full swing, what's going to be important is going to be what's inside of you, not what you say out your mouth. So that means your true nature is going to reveal itself, and you're not going to be able to stop it. And what this is the harvest, and this is the preparation before the age of the children of light, which is the age of harmony.
Yeah.
That age, there's not going to be, and not because there's going to be a law against it, but because it's just not going to be wired into the beings that's going to come about.
Gotcha.
How it is, and the technology itself is going to be in 100% servitude to harmony, righteousness, and truth, and it will not deviate from that.
Right.
That's the cycle that we're going. A lot of people don't know it just yet, but watch the news. Watch how people who's been doing bad things, a lot of people who's been getting away with evil shit, watch how they're going to start getting popped. It's already begun.
Yeah.
It's already. But then here's the thing, though. In order for the people of this world to be able to enter the new world, they're going to have to adjust their hearts and their mindset. That means you got to love everybody, every human being, no matter what color they are. You got to love them like you love yourself. That's this era coming in. And you have to love the Almighty more as the highest. This is a new era that's coming, because even Pops never denied the Almighty. The Almighty was denied by different disciples of Pops.
Yeah.
And this is another mistake a lot of people have done over the time. If you pay attention, Doc always kept the Star of David by his side 24/7. There's a reason.
Okay, Samal,
Pay attention.
So Samal, we've been given the language telling us to time is up. Yeah, you know.
What time is the time is for us to get is to clean up our hearts.
Yeah.
What you want to do, you want to go through your own self. Don't look at other people. Don't judge other people, but reflect on the inside and dig deep within the caverns of your own heart and find your own darknesses and clean yourself of that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you clean yourself of your own darkness, then you're going to start to shine. It's not going to be about what you say. It's just going to be a natural conduct you are as a person. You're not going to have to glorify yourself. You're not going to have to tell people that you're God, because people want to see the light of God shining through you. And then they're going to want to figure out how did you do this? They're going to come and ask you. Not you going and telling it, not you going and preaching, not you going and evangelizing. That time is over.
Yeah.
Now, this going on, it's all about people questioning themselves. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense to you.
That makes sense, Samal. Basically, before you close, you're just saying is we are in a day-time cycle of a shock, divine, unconditional love. Okay. Tautak, Samal, Faisal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All life,
Yeah.
all creation, and all creatures.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
This age that's coming in is good. I'm gonna call it for now the age of reverence. Everything's gonna have reference to the Almighty. Everything.
Yeah.
And when the Almighty, everything is gonna get exalted by the Almighty.
Yeah.
And everything and everyone that is exalted by the Almighty will come to their true and full perfection. No deviations, no corruptions, and no destructions. That's what we're coming into.
Cool.
That's the message that has to go out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So clean your hearts, people. Love people. Love. Like for real, unconditional. Like not because you want something, but do it because it's the right thing to do. Because you want to understand what it means to be loved. To be loved, not loved, to be loved, to be the essence of what it is to love. To exercise what it means to have passion. Exercise what it means to care for other people, even if you don't know them.
Robert Zamal, Robert. Is that, so what was the name? Faisal. Robert Faisal. We've come to the end of question and answer class for today. I really appreciate your input. And until the next time, we have to say wadu. Ashok, and it was good hearing your input. And yes, today's class is ended. Here in the UK, it's about after 9:30 at night. So we've got a lot of people here that need to leave the building. So until next time, I would like to say Ashok and Wadu Akros. Take care to everyone, and have a good evening. Wadu.